Hi, I'm Maria, and my shop is Turn the Page Design.
Hi, I'm Jo, and my shop is designed by Hummingbird. So, Maria, I was wondering, I love your wreath behind you, and I was wondering how you got into doing this.
So basically, I'm a paper crafter designer, and I started out going back many years. When I was young, I used to work my way through craft books and just make anything and everything from them. And I just loved working with paper. And it kind of fell away as you get older and things. And then when I got married, I had a book theme wedding and I made everything myself out of vintage book pages. So I recycled old shabby books and I just made everything from paper flowers to paper heart garlands to even the tops of my favors from book pages. And it just sort of rekindled that love I had from when I was little. So I just got started and I started my Etsy shop actually just selling paper heart garlands, and I loved doing it, but I kind of wanted to challenge myself a bit more and start creating different things and new designs. And I started with paper flowers again and then just fell in love all over again. And I still use book pages, which I print designs onto. So I've got all sorts of things that I print, but mostly quotes from classic books. So this one's Peter Pan. So I just tend to use books that I love and
So
use the words.
how do you get your ideas for new designs? They just come to you, or do you get requests from customers?
A little bit of everything. So sometimes I genuinely just get a bit of inspiration and I have to make it and I can't stop until it's done. So that idea that's in my head is out. But for my paper flower pictures, that tends to come from my love of the outdoors and of nature. And then I work with customers as well who will approach me and ask for certain designs. So I had one recently where I made a bouquet that was based on somebody's wedding bouquet. So it was just an anniversary present. And because paper's the gift for a first anniversary, I get a lot of requests for couples for their first anniversary or family and friends, the designs for them. And I just love doing it and just knowing that something I've made is just contributing to somebody's special day. So it's lovely, really.
How long does it take you to make one of your designs, like the wreath or like copying someone's wedding bouquet? What's the sort of average amount of time you spend creating a piece?
So it really depends what it is. So the initial work that goes into it can take anything from a few hours to days to months. So the wedding bouquet took a few weeks because it's just getting it right. So I just had a photo to work off of, and it's getting the right size of paper flower, the right textures, just the right overall image. So the wreath, for instance, that took me a couple of weeks to design to get it just right. But now I know what the design is, I can replicate that quite quickly. So that will probably take me, say, an hour to an hour and a half per wreath. And then the rainbow's a bit quicker because there's not as many flowers. So yeah, it's just really dependent. My most recent one, which I love the most, is my paper flower lavender. So that uses really teeny tiny little flowers. And then a new technique to me that's quilling, which is just rolling paper just to get the little buds. So as a little contrast. So that's the size of the paper flower for the little lavender buds. And then you can see sort of comparatively, it's a lot smaller than these ones behind me.
Fantastic.
Thank you. So your designs, they're absolutely beautiful. You've got a range of headwear and jewelry. So where do you find your inspiration for your pieces that you make?
When I first started, everything was customer led. So people would ask me for things and I'd create for them. But now it's become its kind of own monster. And I'll start doing something for someone and I'll think I wanted to do it slightly differently. And I become really interested in a new technique. And so I'll go off and learn about that technique. And then for a while, everything will be influenced by that. And then someone will have another idea. So it's very much between my customers and myself, really. And maybe something I see in fashion and I get a different idea from that. And the seasons, even the seasons change, what colours you want to use and what fabrics you want to use. you know, in the summer you want things lighter and brighter, and as it gets into autumn you get the autumnal colours and maybe heavier fabrics.
Do you have a favorite fabric that you like to use?
I have a favourite fabric that I like the finish of, which is on this, which is 100% silk, and it's Duchess satin, which I had for my wedding dress. So I have a particular love of, and I just love the feel of the fabric and the sheen on the fabric. And it working with that led me to doing the handmade silk flowers, which I do, and I really love making those. So, but you know, anything that's a challenge really, and sometimes customers will send me their own fabrics and I'll create something for them to match a dress that they have maybe. Or even sourcing new fabrics, any new fabric is quite exciting.
Amazing. So how did you get started with Design by Hummingbird?
It really started, originally I was just an online retailer, and then what I had was customers coming to me saying, I can't get this particular thing, can you make it for me, or can you find it for me? And it would be things that I couldn't source. Like I do quite a lot of big clip-on earrings, which for some reason you just can't get in the shops, and I tried to source them through my wholesalers and nobody had, so I just thought I'll make them. And so now I do a lot of them, and it makes a lot of sense for me, even for people who have pierced ears like myself. If you have a big earring, you know, a tiny little post pulls your earlobe down, whereas a clip-on gives your earlobe a lot of support and is often a lot more secure, although people think of a clip-on as coming off. If they're made correctly, that is not.
Well, it's been really lovely chatting with you, Jo.
Thank you. You too.
Thanks everyone for watching. Bye.
Bye.